because nothing costs $1 anymore. So you 2 pennies each time you go up $1. Louise, okay, you do the fucking math in your head. Are we live? Oh, hi. Okay, so I took my damn shoes off, and I just realized something about this whole news thing. That it's fucking boring because, I mean, it's in the presentation of the facts and all that shit. There's just no cussing, you know. There just doesn't. It doesn't really make sense to cuss, and then you know. I figure maybe kids will watch the news or whatever, so I can't smoke, I can't cuss, I can't make fun of people. But then there's late life. There's this, and we haven't done this for a few days because I've had some personal things to attend to. Hold on, let me get this mango done. I only have one, Chelu. You can have the rest of that, though. So, welcome back to Late Live with us here at Candid. And we're gonna try to have as much fun as we can tonight. It's Friday, well, it's like Saturday, or it's almost Saturday. It's Friday. I know you all wanna get your weekend on. And in commemoration of that weekend and what that weekend means to many of you who like to get drunk. Hold on, let me just cast this. Hold on one second. If you want to get tossed this weekend, we remind you to, and go ahead and cast to my screen, Chelu. We remind you to take all precautions for your safety and the safety of others. Don't be like that woman on the screen right now. Christine Calvo fucking drunk. And I waited some time. We can remove the cast now. So, but seriously, it's really important. Okay, as irresponsible as I have been over the years, over the decades, there hardly was ever a time when I drove drunk. Now, the only times that I ever drove, I never really get drunk, actually. Like, I'll get buzzed. I like the taste of alcohol. I don't care for it making me drunk. But when I was super young, and remember what for those of you who don't remember this, fuck off. But for those of you who do, remember when Hard Rock and TGI Fridays and Planet Hollywood and GameWorks that was the spot. And my friends used to get Christine Calvo tossed and vomit in the big commercial trash cans, or actually hug the toilet seat at GameWorks, where another friend would have to hold Angie's hair so that her hair didn't fall into the toilet bowl as she was puking all that alcohol. That was those were the days of clubbing. That was when you could stay out until 4. But even back, I don't know, there didn't seem to be as many accidents as there are now. There are a lot of accidents now. There are a fuck ton of stupid people on the road. So you have to be careful, even if you're not drunk. If you're driving tonight, tomorrow, whatever, through the weekend, just be careful and be on guard. And don't think that just because you're a really good driver that you won't get into an accident, because there are so many other stupid people who are aiming for your car or want you to aim for a concrete pole or something, and you don't want to be one of those. So, that said, I forgot to do this in the news, so I'll do it now. I want to wish happy birthday to people. Today's So according to what the fuck birthdays. According to Facebook, happy birthday on May 3 to Herman and Renee Untalan. I'm not sure if it's Herman or Renee whose birthday is today. To Arlene Meno, Roger Castro, Kiendrian I. Ko, to Lorex Gabs, that's not their real name, to Rain Lebed, Leah Cruz, Vanna Manibusin, and Virginia McCraig. Happy birthday to you all. And tomorrow, which is in a few minutes, is not showing up yet. So, everything good? Where the fuck was I? The next thing is today's pet. Actually, I want to feature a couple of pets who are lost. So last night we brought you, can we cast to my screen? Last night we brought you Tiana Joe Chaco's lost dog thing. She has a cash reward now, an update, there's a cash reward of $1,000 if found. Her dog Paulo has been missing from Talafofo since April 29. And if you have any information, please contact Therese or Randy at 486-7373 or 488-3379. He's a French Bulldog, Tanner beige, about 2.5 years old, wearing a silver chain. If you took that dog just because it's worth some money, you need to give that fucking dog back, because that's not about money to this child. This is this child's friend or like brother, you know? Don't fuck with people's shit like that. And then 11 hours ago, Tina Guzman shared a post from Krina again Taitano. Oh, never mind. That's a good news update. That dog is home. Okay, so yesterday, well, do you recognize this dog? Let's see. Tina or Tomona Lapitan shared a post. It says, "Hello everyone. A female golden retriever showed up at my grandparents' house today around 5 p.m. in the Liguan area. She was actually just sitting in the garage. We leave the gates open, and she has been following us around. She's very well trained, can sit, shake, and lay down." Oh, that's super well trained. "And it's super friendly. If anyone knows someone missing a golden retriever, please message me. Thank you. Please feel free to share." So here are the pictures of the golden retriever. What a cute dog. Who's missing this dog? Aww. Look at that dog. Looks so happy. Maybe it ran away from someone. See that dog? Okay, so that's that. Moving on to one of my favorite topics. Mariana's dirty laundry. Now, we haven't had a Mariana's dirty laundry day in a long time. So let's see what these bitches have in store for us. I thought I saw something by Chris Berg earlier that was super funny. Saki alert, John Robert Evangelista wrote, "Be on the lookout for stolen cycles from Cycles Plus." Okay, blah, 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 blah. Oh, this is good. Now, I've been following this shit for a couple of days now. If you are not aware yet of the shit that's been going down with Porto Mocha, it has to be the single most popular discussion on Guam right now is this exchange of WhatsApp messages, emails, and then when it got to Mariana's dirty laundry, replies galore throughout the internet. I actually never even read the full first complaint that I think it's a woman, she wrote originally on Guam Grabs, and I think the post was deleted from Guam Grabs, so Mariana's dirty laundry gladly and proudly posted it and hosted this entire conversation, which now has 407 comments. This is too good. This is, and I don't know what other rooms this thing is posted on, because you can't share from Mariana's dirty laundry, because it's a secret group or whatever. But well, let me just read this to you, in case you don't know what's going on. Go ahead and cast to my screen, Chalu. From KLSB to Guam Grabs, Dear Islanders, thank you for all the recommendations for employment. Shortly after I posted, I interviewed and was hired at Port of Mocha Cafe. It was a great experience working, earning tips, make drinks, and talking with the customers. I enjoyed my lead. She is awesome. This is where I place the island accountable for the owner. She places us accountable for the owner, Sanjay Diwan. He is verbally and group text treating your daughters, sisters, nieces, nephews, cousins, girlfriends, and wives abusively. Okay, now this is where it gets pretty serious. If you are reading this post and know a friend, daughter, lover, niece that works Port of Mocha, ask them about their pay. Ask them, are they paid on time? And when paid, does the check clear? Ask your loved ones, how does Sanjay talk to you when he explains reasoning of why he is late with payroll? Is Sanjay diplomatic? Is he apologetic and offers perks? Sanjay has 8 locations on the island and he cannot financially keep up with either of them. Hence the late payroll checks and bounce checks. I am sure not 100%. Most of you are aware and okay with a man verbally and financially abusing your daughters, wives, girlfriends, nephews, and this is okay treatment. Sanjay has designated leads and they open and close the store. Okay, obsessive but not acceptable when one has not had a day off in 2 weeks. I asked Sanjay that I work 3 days a week at 6 hours a day. I explained in my interview I am entering the workforce and I want to be successful and not get burnt out. We had laughter and had a good conversation. However, he badmouthed Islanders, stating they are lazy and don't want to work. Oh, I didn't read that part. Oh, shit. Must be in the Chamber of Commerce. He offered me the position. I verbally accepted and confirmed via email, indicated my availability, and he agreed. Last Friday, I was approached to work a shift last minute. I agreed and asked that he respect my limitations, and I am learning. He then went on to ask work an additional day each. Hold on. An additional day each week. I balked and suggested I work a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, a weekender. I have no problem working a full weekend. No biggie. Sanjay did not like that. I found his reaction in response to me working weekends was mysterious. The next day I learned my lead had not been paid on time and neither any of the other employees. I was livid. I was in disbelief. These young women work for a man who does not pay on time and sends out a message as to why, but not, I am sorry and working on this quickly. The next day I called Sanjay and quit. Not all money is good money. I did hunt and track down Sanjay for my pay since I knew payroll was today, April 29. Original payroll dates are the 7th and 22nd. However, I learned that the late payroll checks had bounced. Sigh, I was fuming. Sanjay threatened to call the authorities on me for harassment and threatened me in other ways. Just pay me my money and go out of business. I was texted my check would come in the mail. I found that mysterious since I had yet to complete a W-4, therefore, if Sanjay thinks I trust his funky payroll check will clear, he has got another thing coming. If she didn't have a W-4. If Sanjay thinks he verbally abusing me was okay, think again, pay me my money. I want cash, cashier's check, or money order, and I don't want it mailed. Apparently, Sanjay knows a lot of high people in high places that will cause harm to me, and I don't want him to try him. And I don't want to try him. All those allegations is a deflection from his reality that this motherfucker is broke and treating your family members like shit. Guam, Sanjay, is your mess to clean up, not mine. If you want this business to represent your island, so be it. But don't expect outsiders to take keen to this treatment and behavior lightly. If you want to chat with me, feel free to DM me. Let's spray my troll spray. This chick is, I can see why she's mad though. Well, that's her side of the story. And in these 407 comments that follow, there's lots of sides to this story. And boy, holy shit, is it good. Let's just indulge me for a second here. Oh shit, people were erasing their shit. This is how you know it's good, when people start erasing their comments. Cedric, whose pages this is, another Porta Mocha post. So much shit about this place, yet they seem to expand and gain more employees. Wondering if these are just all butthurt employees that got fired because they were lazy. Brad Hewitt says to Cedric, I have him on video driving imprudently in his little white van, passing traffic, about 10 cars in the oncoming lane that is backed up on Happy Landing Road. All these people are like talking about Sanjay. What is this? Sevi Siswico says, I don't know, saw this, LOL. This is a series of WhatsApp messages between Sanjay and Melinda Niralmel. I think that's her name. Okay, well, it says, oh, maybe it's not Melinda. Maybe this is that girl whose thing we just, yeah. So Sanjay says, by Monday, something, my paycheck, I'll bring the blah, blah, blah for them to handle it. He says, do whatever you want. You don't scare me. We refuse to service you at my office. You can pick up at my lawyer's office. And then she says, Monday. And then he says, I'm on the board of the Department of Labor. FYI, do not come to any Port of Mocha either. And then she says, hold on. If he's on the board of the Department of Labor, why is he using that? He can't do that. You can't use your official position under the guise of your private business. That's not legal. Okay, well, people, and then, holy shit, this one thing has like so much shit to it. You gotta read this shit. If you guys are not in Mariana's Dirty Laundry, just, you have to be invited. So find someone who is in Mariana's Dirty Laundry, someone who knows you, because you have to be vouched for. And Cedric likes to get mad at people and kick people out who refer douchebags. This is how, like, they have a real system here to prevent bullshit from happening. But if you want to get in on that action, I think it's probably the top post on Mariana's Dirty Laundry still. Let's stay on my screen. Let's see what else Mariana's Dirty Laundry has. So I saw something by Chris Berg that was super funny. Holy shit, this is all that Sanjay thing. Who the hell's Karen? Missy Ray Cruz has some funny shit to say too. Okay. Oh, here's someone who, this was the Ned Pablo thing, because Ned Pablo was attacking this guy who was selected for an internship at West Point, and everyone was coming to the guy's defense. Here's a boycott Porta Mochas. This Porta Mocha thing is really like, it's really taken off. Let's open this one up. All the way back. My good Lord, holy shit, I didn't need to see that. What the fuck was that? Alessia Canata put that up. Practicing for Friday, it's gonna get lit like white girl drunk lit blurred for Facebook community standards, thanks. Where the hell is that Chris Berg thing? This is it. Chris Berg, I don't know this guy, but I love him. Okay, what do you think that is, folks? What do you think that is? Let's just stay on that for a second. Oh, Jesus, that's too funny. Okay, now. Escape. Son of a bitch. In the comments. Oh shit. Jesus Christ. Oh, there. Wait for it. Wait for it. I go to the next one. How do you go to the next one on this stupid thing? I don't see an arrow. Oh, hold on. Oh, I'll just close it. Wait for it. Man, okay, so I know Sanjay. I've never had beef with Sanjay. He's always been nice to me and stuff. But we can't ignore that this entire conversation is happening. But this one is the best one. Oh man. Oh shit. I hope I never make it to Chris Berg's fucking laugh agenda. Okay. So, for the past few days, we've been bringing you a story about how Matson Navigation has been trying to fuck over the people of Guam. They want a monopoly. And they had a monopoly before from 2011 to 2015. But then American President Lines registered one of its ships, the APL Guam, under the Maritime Security Program and started servicing this region. And then the APL Saipan came, and so they have two ships. They rotate on a fortnight, taking all this cargo to and from the island, et cetera. What it's done is it's lowered prices. Well, it's prevented Matson from increasing prices. When APL came into the market, they offered significantly lower prices. And that's not me talking, that's Matson talking, because in its November 27, 2018 civil suit against the US Department of Transportation in Washington, D.C., the District Court of Washington, D.C., they're suing US DOT to strip the authority it's given to Matson to sail those ships, the APL Guam and the APL Saipan, into this region. And it's not just Guam, it's also the CNMI and the rest of Micronesia. And so they're suing. They want to get rid of APL so that Matson can be the only shipper here, which is that okay. So it's not like mid-pack versus foremost. You know, it's not like if the Calvos wanted to muscle out foremost, you know, and get rid of all the Coke products so that all the Pepsi products could be a monopoly on this island. You can still, you know, not purchase Pepsi products. You would just not purchase any products. So Pepsi having a monopoly on sodas in this region is not like, that's not like such a big deal. I mean, it is because Pepsi sucks and Coke is much better. But, you know, you can choose not to buy it. But when it comes to the shipping industry, this is the only industry, the only facet of the economy on Guam where it applies like this, like the whole market forces thing, right, and monopolies. A shipping monopoly gives whatever company has that monopoly 100% control of this economy, because almost everything that is sold on the shelves in our stores comes off of containers that come off Matson's ships and APL ships. Now, if Matson had The monopoly, they get to set whatever prices they want. And sure, they have to consider what we can afford, but they will stretch that to the imagination because they know that there wouldn't be any other choice. We have to buy food, at least, to eat, unless we're all gonna start becoming farmers and have some like 120-day lead time before the vegetables and fruit start growing, and then we probably have to like raise chickens that in a sanitary environment, and like none of us know how to do that, so that we could eat their eggs. And then I sure as shit I'm not gonna kill any fucking chickens so that I can eat chicken. Like I'm not gonna do that. That's inhumane. I want to buy that store shit, all right? That's not killed chicken. That's packaged chicken. So, that being said, we asked the Chamber of Commerce, because this is a big deal, and the Chamber of Commerce is supposed to be protecting Guam's interests. You would think this is the business organization of the island that's been around for like 95 years or something like that. And they said no, they're not going to side with the people of Guam. They're not going to file an amicus brief in the District Court of Washington, D.C. to say, you know, fuck off, Matson. You're not going to do this to our economy and to our people. And it made me wonder, all these things that the Chamber of Commerce does, right? They oppose the minimum wage. They oppose health benefits for workers. They are at the forefront of the whole right to work legislation, which is debatable. But however, whatever your position is on those issues, know this: those issues affect the bottom rungs of this economy. And when I say the bottom rungs, I mean the 99% below the 1%. Those issues affect the poor and the lower middle class, which is probably the majority of this island's economic makeup, and the middle class, which is dwindling real quick, and then there's that upper middle class, which tends to send its brown nose right up the chamber's ass. Those are the ones that like to pretend, you know, that they're better than everyone else and that they're so rich and whatever, right? It made me wonder, for a chamber that's supposed to represent this island of islanders, you know, that's what we are, we're islanders. Why is nothing in the Chamber of Commerce about the people of Guam? Bear with me for a second. The Chamber is very fast to promote things that affect like construction companies. And we need construction, sure. But they are the first to run to Washington, D.C. To scream about H-2 workers and how we need H-2 workers. And yeah, sure, we need H-2 workers. But what the fuck has the Chamber of Commerce done in the way of workforce development and training construction workers here on Guam? And if their whole thing is, oh, you know, they don't want to work, bullshit. Lots of people want to work. A lot of people want to work. They just don't have the opportunity. They don't have the money to get their GED. They don't have the time to get their GED because they're busy raising families, working those minimum wage jobs that you give them that you know for damn sure is not going to provide them the financial footing to get to where they need to go so that they can go to school and get a GED so that they can qualify to enter one of GCC's trade programs and get those jobs. And you know why you don't want them to get those jobs, you Chamber of Commerce fucks, is because the salaries that they would be making as construction workers would be far more than the salaries that are paid to H-2 workers. And then they're so quick They're so quick on prohibiting workers within the industries to unionize. Okay, I can see how on the other side of that coin, it's dangerous to allow these big unions to just do whatever they want and bully workers into joining their agenda. And if they're not joining their agenda, then they get whatever. And then it's mandatory for fees to be paid and whatever, right? So right to work prohibits that from happening. But that's the exception, and it's not the rule. But more importantly, it's the motivation and the hell's the word? Starts with an I. The intentions of the members of the Chamber of Commerce. It has nothing to do at all with protecting workers. Their rabid support for the right to work law has everything to do with preventing workers from unionizing and from demanding more wages. Who, again, does that discriminate against? The workers, the people of Guam, right? And let me just spit it out. The local workforce, right? Because everything the Chamber of Commerce does, just about everything the Chamber of Commerce does, everything that it stands for, it's carpetbagging corporations, people who come here, people who just recently moved here and are just trying to make a quick buck off of the labor output of the local people. And local doesn't mean tomorrow, okay? It just means any one of us who calls Guam home. But I was able to find one instance in which the Chamber of Commerce did do something that was meaningful for, in the way of promoting at least the Chamorro people, and I wanna show it to you. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Can we cast to my screen? Chelu? The Chamber of Commerce has put up these statues throughout the island of Joe Man Brown, dressed in different dresses. See? And I think that is, at the very least, we got to give them credit. It truly is a representation of chamaritas on our island, like Joe Man Brown. And so I think, hats off to the Chamber of Commerce for at least displaying our culture in this way, at least using Joe Man Brown for her chamarita roots in all of these different dresses, in these different designs. I don't know who made them, but that it's a very clear representation of her, I think, and very, very nicely done. I don't want you to mistaken Joe Man. Fuck, I lost the goddamn thing. Hold on. Fuck, I lost the image, but it was the image of the foremost cow. Miss Chamarita on Route 1, in front of the foremost building? I didn't want you to mistaken the Chamber of Commerce Carabao statue of Joe Man Brown with the enduring model image of Judge Francis Taitano Gatewood that stands right in front of the foremost building. It's Miss Chamarita. God damn, I missed that. I don't know where I put that stupid thing. Anyway, let's move on to something way more serious. Now, we brought you a few days ago a story about how, hold on 1 second, because this mango is just looking at me. Oh, shit. Jesus Christ, this is good. About how, watched a few days ago, a candidate exclusive showing a video that Parole Board Chairwoman Michelle Taitano made, and it was her showing off how clean the area in front of Linda Tolan's business was. This is the, you know where that green dinosaur is in front of the building, right across from Adelut? And this was on March 17, 2018. That video was taken and sent in WhatsApp chat groups to the Republican senatorial chat group. And by the way, none of the Republican senators have responded to our request for their comment about whether they knew that parolees were used to clean a political activity. So it was sent to the Republican senatorial WhatsApp chat group. It was sent to WhatsApp chat groups at Adelut for Michelle Taitano to show off that as a part of the Tenorio Ada campaign committee, she had her team clean up the Linda Tolan's property ahead of the Tenorio Ada pocket meeting held on March 18, 2018. So it was the next day. It was a Sunday. And let me bring up, hold on, I'll show you. Oh, there. Can we cast on my screen? So here was the invitation to that event. It was, I'll see there, residents of Linda Tolan, March 18, 2018. Okay, we can go back to the screen now. So Michelle also sends it to another group, and it was her Guahan Aftercare program group. And Guahan Aftercare is a nonprofit organization to which the parole board directs many of the parolees to enroll in and take classes with Michelle Taitano and Pastor Tom Van Engen, who's another member of the Guam Parole Board. And it's a condition of their parole, and based on how they do there, like whether they get discharged early or discharged at all, or whether they'll be sent back into prison or whatever. A lot of this is at the discretion of Michelle Taitano. And so if she has this power over you, imagine this. Imagine if you are a parolee and they're telling you, okay, you can be paroled, but you're gonna have to enroll in this. And so you start going to this Guahan Aftercare thing. And what if Michelle Taitano tells you to go get her coffee? Well, you're probably gonna think that you don't want to risk going back to jail over not getting her coffee. You're probably gonna go get her that coffee. Or what if she wants you to bring donuts to the next meeting? Or what if, she wants you to help her move out of her house or sleep over? You're probably gonna do it. And according to numerous sources, some of them have. Now, there are so many conflicts of interest and ethical violations involved there. It is completely ridiculous. So see, she sends this video to this WhatsApp chat group of parolees, and she says, thanks for all your help. It turned out well, Biba Bota. And this succeeded a message that she sent to them the day before, or actually I think it was the same day. No, it was the day before, about how she needed the parolees' help in cleaning up an area. It is a community service project, and therefore they will receive community service hours. Now, these are the hours prescribed by law that the parole board details to each of these parolees as a condition of their release. And so this is like a government thing. This is an official thing. And she's awarding them community service hours for cleaning a political function, like that clearly is not in the interests of the territory. It solely serves the interests of one political party, one gubernatorial team with a slate of senatorial candidates from one political party, including herself because she was a candidate for senator at the time, and a member of the Aston Maina Village Organization for Tenorio Ada. And so I don't know how many laws were broken when this was done, but there's more. Because we just can't get enough of this stupidity of Michelle Taitano, we decided we're going to look at the rest of that parole board. So we looked into Lena Hammond, and she's a bitch, and she treats family members of people asking for parole like absolute shit. She even laughs at victims, yeah. And we're trying to get the audio files from the parole board. We asked the Department of Corrections, and apparently we needed to ask the parole board directly because the Department of Corrections is, I guess, administratively separate from the Guam Parole Board, even though the Guam Parole Board receives its administrative functions from DOC's Parole Services Division. Well, whatever. So there's probably some legal blah, blah, blah involved there. So we're asking the parole board, and we sent a FOIA for the audio files because we want you to hear Lena Hammond and how much she's a total fucking biting bitch. Like, she needs to take that dildo stuck up her ass and shove it where the sun don't shine. Well, I guess that would be her ass. And then there's always Michelle Taitano, right? She's really stupid. But then there's Tom Van Ingen, the pastor. And, this is very interesting, what we found about Tom Van Ingen, because you'd think, as a pastor, and he's got all of these qualifications with, like, dealing with people with drug addictions and alcohol addictions, like, Christine Calvo, that he would know better, but apparently he doesn't know better. So, hold on, let me bring up this shit. I want to show you this stuff. Okay, go ahead and cast to my screen. Here is the Workforce Development Training Conference. It was held last year at the Pacific Star Hotel. I want you to see, like, look at all these name brands in our community, all these people presenting and whatever. Look at all these names, right? Look at that. Where's this shit? Okay. Check all that out. About training a workforce, right? I'm sorry, this is still day one. On day one, after the lunch break, there is a panel called Integrating Effective Job Training and Retention Strategies. It's resource panel 2B, community-based resources. So there's Jay Merrill, he's an idiot. He's a part of this panel. So is David Beaver from the Rotary Club of Sunshine, Guam. Deacon Larry Claris, he's with the NEOs, I think. Rose La'anen from the Micronesia Guam Self-Reliance Center, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Gene Shaban, who's the president of Sir Optimus International of Guam at the time. Wayne Santos from Sir Optimus International of the Marianas. Then there's Tom Van Ingen, vice president of Guam Ministerial Association. Also, Guahan Aftercare facilitator or whatever. Right below his name is Ellis White, co-facilitator for Guahan Aftercare. Now, who is Ellis White? You can go off my screen, Chelu, because I don't want the world to see my desktop. So, Ellis White, you're going to love this. Here's Ellis White. You can go back to my screen now. Ellis White is on the Guam Sex Offender Registry. He was placed there on November 22nd, 2006, a day after he was convicted in court for 4th-degree criminal sexual conduct as a 3rd-degree felony over a 9-year-old victim at the time. Yeah. And he is a level 2 offender. His date of birth is July 16, 1958. He's Chamorro, 5'6", 160 pounds, black hair, brown eyes, born in the USA, in Guam, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, go back off my screen. So this guy, it made us wonder, well, if Tom Van Engen is bringing this guy around to postulate to the people of Guam about what? Workforce development or whatever. So what does this guy have to do with, what is the rest of this story, you know? Why, what's going on here? And so we found, where did I put that thing? Oh, 1 second, let me find it. I hate when I do this shit. We found, oh, I think it's in my Dropbox. There's the fucking foremost cow. So, God, it's gonna take me forever to find it. So I'll just tell you what it is. We found a video from the First Presbyterian Church where Pastor Tom Van Engen is the president or the lead pastor, whatever, right? He's the head guy of the First Presbyterian Church on Guam. It's from last year, 2018, and it is for a Thanksgiving celebration involving the Angel Tree Program. And the Angel Tree Program, again, is for kids who have to be fostered or have guardians or whatever because their parents are in prison. And so these have to be among your most at-risk kids. I mean, the people who, if any, what do you call it? Care was going to be given to any kids because you thought that they were going to fall off the tracks and you know, lead a life that is something that we don't want for kids to lead, you know? Like, you know, make the mistakes that I've made or, you know, many of us have made. We never want our kids to have a life like that. The Angel Tree Program is filled with kids who are most at risk for that kind of life because of what they've been through. And add to that the fact that their parents, their protectors are in jail. There should never, ever be, ever, a child rapist, a child sex offender, or a sex offender against children around them. Never in any official setting, especially one that is prepared by not just a pastor of the First Presbyterian Church, whose wife is the prison chaplain, but also is a member of the Guam Parole Board. Bringing this guy, and we have the picture, hold on. Well, let me just play the first part of this video for you so you can see it. 1 second. Oh, what just happened? I'll have to download this stupid one. No, let me just open YouTube. Okay, why don't we go ahead and cast to my screen? There he is. That's him. That's Ellis White. I'm sorry, it wasn't Thanksgiving. It was the Angel Tree Family Christmas Party. This is a video off of the Faith Presbyterian Christian Reformed Church YouTube site. And you'll see in the rest of the video all the kids that were around this guy. It is just fucking amazing how stupid, just completely retarded this parole board is. But it doesn't end there. Are we off my screen? Okay, so this one's gonna knock your fucking socks off. Now, as our team was looking this up, Johnny said, because Johnny was looking at all these things that we were rifling through, and she said, I think Michelle Taitano and what's his name? Ellis White shared the same fucking household. And we were like, what? No way. You for real? And then, hold on, where did this stupid thing go? Downloads, right? Yeah. So, let me show you. So on Ellis White's, on his parole board thing, go ahead and cast to my screen. On his sex offender registry, his address is listed as 127 Ocean View Drive. Okay. Let me show you where 127 Ocean View Drive is. There's 127 Ocean View Drive. That's actually the map from the sex offender registry. You see it? Is it clear? Okay, you see how it's just that one house, right? Looks like a big house too. And then Johnny looked at Michelle Taitano's appointment packet for the parole board. This was submitted last year by Governor Calvo, so it's just fresh. And Michelle says she lives at 109 Ocean View Drive. So does Michelle live down the street from Ellis White? Well, when you input 109 Ocean View Drive into your maps, no, not, sorry, I cannot right now. Jesus Christ. No. Okay, are we on my screen? There's 109 Ocean View Drive. It's the same fucking building. They live in the same goddamn building. It's a compound. When people told us that, we had sources calling and whatever and saying that Michelle lives with all these different parolees and whatever, we were like, no, she can't be that dumb. And then Johnny found this. And we were like, holy shit, she is that dumb. I'm not entirely sure what the cohabitation policies are, but I do know this. I do know that parole board members, Michelle Taitano and Lena Hammond, very sternly lecture girlfriends of parolees for not being married to the parolee, and so therefore cannot be living with the parolee even if they have kids together. Yeah, because in the eyes of God, they should be married. They like to pull that shit on people. And I don't know what we're seeing here. According to this evidence, it looks like if they're living pretty cozy. Cozy. That's a parolee, it's a sex offender. And Michelle Taitano in the same compound, according to their own filed addresses. Sad all around. But we'll keep following it, and we'll keep following all the other stories, and we'll keep following Mariana's dirty laundry and Guam, lost and found pets. Oh, I'm sorry, there's one more thing I wanted to show you guys. This was by request. Hold on one sec. my friend Marissa is having a Love Don't Live Here sale. Love Don't Live Here Anymore sale. And she is selling her 4Runner. Can we cast on my screen? So here are pictures of the 4Runner. And yes, guys and lesbians, she is pretty and she is single now. And that's why she's selling the 4Runner. So it looks clean. She always keeps her phones charged, I guess. So the last one. Okay, so the information on this is... oh, come off my screen so people don't see my messages. Okay, she says it's a 2011 Toyota 4Runner, 3-inch body lift, 4-cylinder. It has 86,000 miles on it. It needs to be detailed just from the kids' food and drinks, but otherwise it's fine. Brakes need to be replaced, but I have the brakes, just never installed it. Ball joints need to be replaced. That's it. Okay, so that conversation got a little lesbian toward the end, but yeah. So in English terms, it's a good car. So just let me know if you're interested in that car, and I'll arrange the conversation between you and Marissa. Now, Alessia Canazza also is selling a car. Can we go back to my screen? So this is a hardcore Suzuki. I have the details on it. Come off my screen so that people don't see my messages and stuff. It is 571 gears, Toyota axles, 4-to-1 T case, spool on the rear, and ARB lockers in the front. That was so fucking lesbianic in its description. I have no idea what any of that stuff means, but if you do and you guys enjoy that kind of shit, then please give Alessia a call. It's selling for $8,500 or better offer. Helping a friend sell it, she says. So if you guys are interested in any of those two cars, you can contact Alessia on her Facebook page, or you can contact her through me, or you can contact Marissa through me. Just let me know. So that's all we have for tonight. I'm gonna eat the rest of this mango and enjoy. Oh Jesus, what is this? Which one? Oh yeah, that's right. I wanted to close off this show. I wanted to show you something really cool that I found on Facebook. I think it's from Now This. It is about. It's super inspirational. It's about I don't think she's the founder of chemistry, but I think she made one of the largest contributions to chemistry, and I didn't know, also to physics first, and then to chemistry in the world. And she is the only woman to have won 2 Nobel Prizes in 2 different scientific categories, like ever since. Like she's the only one. And this is a woman who, this was happening back in the early 1900s when women weren't just being recognized for shit, and she almost was not recognized for her discoveries that led to nuclear physics and blah, 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 uranium and polonium and something. But you know what, let this video explain it. It's much better than me explaining it. It's amazing what you can do when you just do it and you believe in something and you do it. So I believe in all of you. Thank you, all of you, for believing in us here at Candid News. Until tomorrow or today, and please be safe on the road. Until later today, God bless you and good night from our studios here in Hagåtña. That's all.
That's all.
Union, which exposed the
That's all.
exploitation.
That's all. That's all. That's all. That's all. That's all.